Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site as an archive post thingy, and for access support everything is done on Patreon also. And any kind of updates and such I usually go about on Twitter X platform. Yesterday I did manage to go about and do a little bit live stream. We did finish Alexander the Shard quest on Farmazula. That portion in Farmazula, I think we have now have to go to Jarburg or Charburg or something like that, the Jar village. Talk with a cousin. What else? We did oh my god, a Star Wars Jedi Survivor episode, and today we're going to get later today the Dead Space remake episode. Again, live streams when I can. I do stream. Cannot again with my freelancer working schedule. It's always tricky to get around and get a slot of 2-3 hours to stream. But when I do, I announce it on Twitter so everybody can join there. What else? Got still some theories here. I've been receiving excellent feedback on those. Got the active gameplay series and got the completed gameplay series if you want to catch up with any kind of games. Most of them are older-ish, with the exception of these ones that I'm playing Dead Space Remake and Jedi Survivor are more newer. The rest of them are kind of old, 5 years and older. It's my catch-up stuff there. So if you want to check these games, if it is something for you on a deal or something like that, you can check them out there. I think that's it regarding channel updates. I don't see anything that I want to mention at the moment. We don't have a lot of stuff to cover today, we got some explanations for the Ryzen 9000 or the Zen 5 CPUs with 8 cores not needing higher TDP. Again, I don't know if it is that they don't specifically say. They basically said it gives better performance like it is. Again, I will assume it has to do a little bit more with the architecture itself, how they mess around with the architecture, let's say, basically to get the same kind of max clocks, which I think it's a limitation on the architecture itself. And given that they have the same kind of L2, L3 cache there, I think it enables them to have higher bandwidth. I don't know if the TDP, higher TDP might constraints in terms of performance. With that, of course, comes higher temperatures. I don't know if it is something that they put there that might be more sensitive to temperature-wise. I think that's my perception on what they are doing there. Again, I'm not an engineer, but from the perception that I get, I think it can ramp up a little bit the overall performance of single core performance there, like in terms for gaming, because they're saying that this Zen 5 it's very close to X3D chips. Of course, from the 7800 X3D, it can make it themselves in terms of performance very close to those, even though it doesn't outperform because again, they have the X3D for the 9000 series. So I will assume that in terms of, let's say, the 9700 hex is a little bit, it's a little bit faster than the one that I have, which is the 7700X, given that it managed to do outperform a little bit without using, I don't know, this seems like 40% less power. Which leads me to believe that they might have some components that are more sensitive to the temperatures there or the TDP, and the fact that I think that this Zen 5 architecture is a little bit more power efficiency in that sense. At least that's my perception there. Of course, we got the higher end stuff that they got more cores. By that they always need a little bit more power. That's my perception from what this thing. From this kind of explanation or justification for using less TDP, specifically on the 9700X. because they lowered the TDP from 100 watts basically to 65 watts, given that the rest maintains itself kind of on the same level there, 120-ish. Once they even lowered the 7900X from 170 to 120 watts, which is very interesting, but they maintain the same TDP on the higher level on the X variants there, 170 watts. Very interesting. I think it has to do something with that. They're more power efficient, so basically they don't need that much, and probably they can lower a bit the operating temperatures, which basically doesn't. It lends itself more to being take advantage of the full performance of the components there on the chiplets there. But yeah, regarding gaming, we got again. I don't understand the insistence of the some journalism. This comes from the PC gamers again. The WCCF Tech is just reporting on this again. I don't know what the hell did these people don't understand. PC gamers and for sure. From time to time, we got the same kind of questions with IGNs and GameSpots when they have a chance to interview Miyazaki. Miyazaki already let itself very clear, and it's official from launch, that regarding Bloodborne, the IP belongs to Sony. It was a collaboration between Sony and, oh my god, From Software at the time, but it was basically Sony that basically funded the game, and they one of the reasons for them to funding the game is they get to keep the IP itself, yeah, because the game is supposedly pretty good. I never played the game, but it's one of those that if it eventually comes to PC, I will give it a try for sure, because the way it plays out is pretty different. But I think to a certain extent Sony is just getting late to the game on porting this PC or even doing a sequel to this game. It's been a while since the game came out, and since then everybody is insisting on questioning Miyazaki regarding the Bloodborne. Again, from his part, he doesn't have to do anything with that except doing the game itself through From Software Studio. So I don't know the insistency of questioning if the game will have a PC port or if it have like a sequel, working on a sequel or that. Again, the IP belongs to Sony. He doesn't have any decision power regarding that. You can ask his opinion, and everybody asks the same thing regarding opinion, given that you don't have the rights to touch the IP. What is your opinion? It's always been straightforward from the beginning. He doesn't oppose, because even if he opposes, he's going to oppose something that it doesn't have any kind of power decision. Again, it's a circle jerk here for, I don't know, maybe they're trying to get views, clicks, I don't know. But yeah, it's already been from Miyazaki point of view, he's already been given his opinions regarding this, and of course he's been consistent with this. But yeah, I don't know what people are insisting on this kind of question. Again, of course, it's a shame that not even a 60 frames per second thing is being officially released. I think it's achievable with an official patch, but I think this is like through how do you call it? Through not modding, through. Oh my god, I completely forgot. From Says to Play PlayStation 4 version enhanced on official patch, but it's through kind of ROMs. I completely forgot the term for this. Oh my god, I'm not very good on my memory today. But yeah, again, I think they didn't do anything from PlayStation from this game because nobody can properly port this game. And basically, if they throw themselves in a official sequel, yeah, From Software is not interested on doing. It doesn't make sense business-wise for them to invest themselves the resources to invest in an IP they don't own, because now they are basically owning the Elden Ring IP in this entirety. And even Dark Souls is, I think it's co-owned with Bandai Namco, if not mistaken. So yeah, they don't have a lot of interest of given the size and scope of what From Software can be. They are not interested in advancing that much, at least in terms of business wise. Doesn't make a lot of sense to invest in not on working on IPs that are not theirs. So then you can by itself you get constrained on the creativity of messing around with that IP because you're not owning it, so you cannot expand the way you want to expand. And also, in terms of business wise, doesn't make a lot of sense spending those resources in things that you can spend. For example, let's say Elden Ring or a new IP they can create. And I think Armored Core is also from software. I'm not sure about that. It's kind of the same situation that Larian Studios is. They manage through Baldur's Gate 3 get a huge relevance on jumping onto the spotlight as an excellent independent studio, and now they're dropping off the Baldur's Gate IP because it doesn't make sense business wise and creative wise. Doesn't make sense because it's not something they can own. Even if they want to buy out, they cannot. They don't have enough money to buy out. So they are going to invest in their own IP, create one for themselves, and invest creatively and financially on that IP. Basically, it's the same situation with Bloodborne and From Software. They got Elden Ring. Sold already 25 million copies already before the Shadow of the Earth 3 expansion. I think there is a lot of pre-orders that already been sold, and I will think we after the 21st of June is going to be a good seller, at least the expansion, in conjunction, of course, with the, I don't know, premium edition, deluxe edition, something like that, with the package there. And they are going to Mr. Miyazaki already expanded on that. They will eventually go about with, it's not sure they're going to get any kind of Elden Ring 2, but he is going to deliver the reins to certain intellectual properties to other creative people on the studio and expand a little bit more. So basically From Software will be like a hub for some of their the people that were on their mentorship, and pop out some creative directors like we had on Sekiro and also in Armored Core 6. Even though Armored Core 6 Miyazaki had some dwellings on the beginning of the game, so basically set up like the main frame over the framework on that game, but he let it afterwards deliver that to other persons inside the studio so they can focus basically on Elden Ring. But yeah, he is going to let go a little bit the reins in certain projects so he can focus on things that he wants to do. But yeah, Bloodborne is not something that unless Sony says, okay, the Bloodborne IP is yours, I don't think there's going to be a sequel From Software. And even if Sony tries to do something like that with another studio, it's not going to be at the same level. Maybe the only thing that I can see here that might be delivered in like a deal could be like NeoWiz that did Lies of Pi, which is kind of very similar combat system. They might get around that, but yeah, the fact that Bloodborne, from what I understand, has huge lore, and again, everything that you do on the game has to be consistent with the lore. So, and even I don't know if Bloodborne itself is suitable to have a sequel. I'm not again because I'm still hoping for a PC port. I don't get myself spoiled on Bloodborne, but I know the lore is very extensive, of course, being Miyazaki working on that IP there. But I'm not sure if it lends itself to a sequel. I'm not sure, so I will leave that to the lore experts to see if there is kind of a way of threading a sequel through the story of the game there. But yeah, again, every time that something comes with Miyazaki in terms of interviews, people always ask about this thing of Bloodborne PC port or Bloodborne sequels. Again, people, I don't think for supposedly journalist sites, they don't know how to retain information from previous interviews that they made. But yeah, is this kind of situation here again? I don't know what else to tell you about this subject here, but yeah. And yeah, and Sony again, if Sony does or PlayStation does a PC port, again, we will have the same shit show, which is basically requirement of PSN account linking on Steam. So it's one. I'm not in favor of that. I stop even if it is on a deal, games from published by PSN, by Sony and PlayStation studios for the PC part. If they have PSN account, at the moment I will not even discuss that or avoid discussing that. But yeah, it is what it is. They put themselves in that position, and again, I will continue to maintain that we will see some increase on the pirated versions of those games that will come to PC, mainly because of the restriction of 177 countries. Again, I think the main the normal gamer will not tend to see that much, but usually PC players are more they pay more attention to these kind of things, and of course if they really want to, there's always a way to get around and pirate the game, especially on the regions to that it's not available for sale, which lends to the philosophy that if it is not for sale and you want to buy it, but basically pirating the game is not stealing the game, because if you're not selling, if you don't want to sell in that region, basically it's not stealing because it's not for sale. So because usually stealing or trying to get a market, whereas if you don't have a legal market, basically it's not stealing, because that philosophy there is it's a little bit on those countries or regions that it's not available for sale. But yeah, I don't condone them, but again, the fact that I don't condone them doesn't mean people will not do it. I think we're going to see a spike there, especially on the next releases like God of War Ragnarok. Probably we already saw on Ghost of Tsushima, even though I didn't see anything in terms of articles covering that, the pirated versions of this game, if it was like a peak or not in terms of interest of torrenting those games there. But yeah, lastly we got again the shit show that is going to be Dragon Age, the Veilguard. Again, I watched the 20 minutes of the official gameplay reveal, and yeah, it's not good. The art style there seems like Overwatch, first-person Overwatch kind of a thing there. The combat is a shit show. I know it's a little bit, it's on the beginning of the game, it's like the setup stuff there. But yeah, the gameplay is shit. It's not. Everything pops out in terms of colors. I think they put like a vignette of a darker thing. So, and then all the characters and special effects, everything is very flashy, very colorful. The tone there is it's like Overwatch. I don't know, at least in terms of art style and the way thing goes about. Character expressions are basically non-existent when they talk a lot during combat, which is very weird. The combat itself is it's not even turn-based. It's Overwatch basically, at least from my perception. It's a third-person action, whatever it is trying to be. Dialogue is bland, and I don't know. I really don't know what to say. That this is going to be a shit show, because it's not even trying to be Dragon Age. It's trying to be something. It's a game made by checklist, by committee. They put a checklist they want to go through to making this game. Insert a lot of acronyms, mafia stuff there. And basically that's what we're going to get here. The animation in combat, very repetitive, are all the same. I only say from the guy that you play a rook, it's the same animation over and over. They don't even try to flourish a little bit there. I'm not sure if because with time you will unlock more stuff, but yeah, if you focus 20 minutes and people are seeing the same action over and over, it's the repetitiveness is mind-numbing to a certain point. And again, the dialogue, the dialogue itself, so the script-wise is oh my god, it's so cringe. Some things that they say to each other and the reaction of things happening on the game itself doesn't make a lot of logic, and some stuff that they do there. They try to put it there like an approval or disapproval system on your companions. Okay. Again, it's a lot of checklist. If you start to trying to deconstruct a little bit. You can see a lot of checklists there. But yeah, this is not the game that at least I have the idea from Dragon Age. I think I played the first one, a little bit of the first one, long time ago, the first Dragon Age. It was kind of by the numbers, let's say, isometric, turn-based battle thing there. You controlled, similar to XCOM, you controlled every character in your turn. Afterwards, I think Baldur's Gate twisted a little bit there, so everybody does control the actions of all your characters and then they move all at once, but I think it's more like the D&D rules there. But yeah, the impression that I got was kind of Dragon Age was kind of XCOM, but with a fantasy setting and with different twists, but the overall gist of it was kind of like that, with a more somber tone in terms of fantasy. And this is the inverse here. I really don't know what to tell you. 20 minutes wasted, but again, I needed to see by myself so I can get a better idea. The character design, again, as you can see, seems like Overwatch characters. Even the graphic fidelity is not that good. Seems to have some kind of issues on the cutscenes in terms of performance-wise in certain areas. I don't know if it is with a lot of effects on the background. The enemies are completely, oh my god, very bland. Also, everything is like with the, it's a lot of purples, flashy yellows, a lot of the color palette is completely, I don't know, even the characters, the way they behave and the art style that they choose for the characters is it's bland. I think it's going to be a shit show, but yeah, whatever it's going to be, if you like this kind of games, I think you got something to play in the near future. But yeah, this is not going to be good again, and I'm not talking a lot of other stuff that it's bad. I try to avoid wasting time on things that are not good. I'll probably mention this game, I don't know, unless something dramatic or huge happens to this game, I probably will not talk about it, because if I had any kind of interest in this game, I lost it there with this 20-minute gameplay, and I'll probably not cover the same way that games that I express my opinion they are not good, I will not cover them for sure, because I'm not I try not to waste too much time on things that I don't like. I try to focus on things that are good and highlight the things that are good for me, at least from my taste. But yeah, if you think this Dragon Age is, and I saw some comparisons even with Dragon Age Inquisition, which is the last one, which already took a little bit of an offshoot of what the first two Dragon Age were. I think it's Origins. The third game. It's a completely turnaround from that. But yeah, I will not talk about this game until it launches with a review roundup stuff there. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's go from some gaming deals, which are a little bit better conversation. Again, Midnight Suns was free on Epic Game Store. That promo is ended. I managed to claim it. It was the base game version, and I will probably do a gameplay on that one. Probably will try to do I don't know, a gameplay series on that one. We'll have to wait and see, but I got a lot of stuff to catch up before that. But yeah, it's claimed, but it is 75% off on Steam. This is the Digital Plus edition, so it has all the thingies here, which is basically the Season Pass, if not mistaken. I think so. At least that's my perception here, because this is the base game, and this is Digital Plus edition, where I think it has basically the Season Pass, if not mistaken. Yeah, I think that's the situation here. Then we got Atomic Heart, 55% off, and basically all the additions here, including the one that it has the DLC stuff there. And again, around 1 day at the time of publishing this video, so you still have some time there. We got also Death Stranding. This again, the version that I really recommend. It's the Director's Cut. Again, 50% off. Again, I managed to claim the Director's Cut on Epic Game Store for free some time ago. And yeah, what I played, again, because I have lot of stuff happening on the table, so I didn't manage still to get back to this game. Yeah, but what I played is excellent. It's very, very, very good. It's a very Kojima game, and the themes that they're trying to approach there, they are pretty good. We got also Resident Evil franchise is still on sale until the 21st. Again, I will leave all the Resident Evil games here on promotion for you to complete your collection. We got also jusant is still on sale, 40% off. Again, this I'm really interested about this game. The climbing system and just panning around and seeing some vistas here seems pretty good. And lastly, from Steam, we got Pacific Drive, still on sale, 30% off. Again, a handful of developers made this game. It seems, by all extents, very excellent game, very intricate details and mechanics there. And yeah, the story seems to be very, very interesting. And on GOG, we got Dredge, 30% off. We got also, Inside and Limbo, 75% off on both of them. And lastly, we got Tomb Raider Game of the Year Edition is still on sale, 80% off. Again, this is all the DLC associated with it, and again, no DRMs, no. And I think this is here because it doesn't have DRMs. I think the other two games still have DRMs attached to them. I'm not sure about that, but usually, again, GOG doesn't accept games with DRM activated there, so I think that's why we only have this one at this moment in time. But yeah, it's still a pretty good game. I will be doing, I don't know when, gameplay series on the trilogy there, but yeah. This is what I got for you today, guys. Not much, but yeah, it is what it is. Some days are more quiet than others. I will wrap up with a plug on my Patreon for access support. Again, the access support is more in line for me at this moment in time, get a better storage solution for me to be able to get backups of the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra space for the videos that I make for the channel. And with all that said, hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.